after watching Sunday's premiere clue video, I saw there were several very good guesses. So let's take a look at their finds again. Please grab your beverage of choice and sit back and enjoy the show that will begin in 1 minute. Welcome to Diggin with Deej, everybody. Let's see who's in my house. We got 14 in the house so far. Let me back up. Welcome, Northwoods Peachtree. There's, I didn't go back far enough. First one in my house. Well, before the stream, when I first announced it, was Nightmare. So he was the first one to do his reminder notification. Then the first one in the house today was Steve of Starry's Lost and Found. Then Ed, Flash in Your Pan, one of my moderators and good friends. Then Jeff's Obsessions. Welcome, Jeff. Welcome back. Michigan Diggin, Nicole, Jeff's wife. Yeah, if you're not familiar with her brand new channel, you need to check it out. Let's see, who else? Northwoods Peachtree, welcome. It's a new channel I've been following. Welcome to Diggin with Deej. Still scrolling. Jimmy Cloak, welcome back. Longtime subscriber. Javier Garcia, welcome back. Longtime subscriber. Katie Explorers, welcome back. Let's see, still scrolling. Dawn Williams of Can You Dig It? Dawn and Shelly, welcome back. Dawn, say hi to Shelly. Let's see. Bonnie, Whispers from the Dirt. Hello, Bonnie, welcome back. my digging buddy, Don of Detection Connection. What's going on here? Okay. Glad you could make it, Don. Let's see. Cynthia Swearingen, another moderator, a great supporter, and a member of my channel. Thank you very much, Cynthia. Still scrolling. Let's see. So bear with me tonight. I do not have my partner in crime helping me tonight. His best friend lost his dad, and Jeremy needed to spend time with him. He's to be with his friend who just lost his dad. So keep his friend's family in your prayers, please. Who else? Ooh, Dennis, DF Digger. Welcome back, Dennis. Marty is nuts about digging. Welcome back, Marty. Whispers from the Dirt says, I made it this time. Yeah, I gave you a shout out last week, girl. This is one of the channels I shouted out last week, folks. Still scrolling. If I missed you, it's not intentional. Please don't be offended. I'm kind of working by myself today. So, we had 3 correct guesses after Sunday's clue video. So without further ado, let me bring in our guest. Okay. Hi
guys.
How are you doing?
Hello.
I'm so glad that you could be my guest today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So for those of you who are not familiar with Christy, or do you want to be called Cricket or Christy?
My name is both, so either one is fine.
Okay,
I answer to
one's
both.
Fine.
Yep.
So, and Christy is the newest First Texas girl, folks. She is sponsored by Fisher. Right. So, and I'm real excited to interview her because I think she does some very interesting detecting in a very beautiful place.
Yeah.
So, who else do we have? Adventures with Sonic. Welcome. So you catch the last few and then we will get started. Diggin. Ro, welcome. Great Finds. Welcome. And I think I might be caught up. We have 19 in the house so far. Very cool.
Somebody just gave you a very nice donation.
Oh my goodness. Bonnie, you didn't have to do that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Bonnie, you didn't have to do that, but I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Wow. So let me hide that so it's not in the way. So, we all have our starts in treasure hunting as kids.
Yes.
What was how old were you when you first started treasure hunting, and what type of treasure hunting was it?
Well, I grew up in Southern California, and we have been beach people our entire lives, my parents and like my whole family. And so I always had my head down and was constantly combing the beaches for fun treasures. But I will tell you, I said I grew up in Southern California. My parents had taken us to Universal Studios, and I'm walking along, and on a post, there was I wish I had it with me because I still have it. It was like a black diamond bracelet.
Oh my God.
And I always felt like a movie star left it, that it was a prop, from a movie set. I always thought that my whole life, and I still have it. It's probably in storage wherever our storage is in the States.
Wow.
And yeah, so I wore that thing. I even made it like a headband at times and would wear it at Halloween or whatever. But yeah, it was the most amazing, super fun find. But I'm always, like I always found money. Actually, one time my mom and I were walking, my parents live in Oregon, and my mom and I were walking down the street in Eugene, and we were walking in front of a bank, and she's walking and she kept kicking something. I said, Mom, what are you kicking? And we looked down, it was a wad of money, paper
Oh my
money.
goodness.
I know. She was so
Oh my
shocked.
gosh.
I know. And it was only, maybe $10 in total of ones and whatever, but it was so much fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. So it sounds like you started your first form of treasure hunting was beachcombing.
Yes.
What inspired you to start both hobbies?
Well, actually, okay. So in 2000, was it 2019 that we went to Thailand?
Yes.
In 2019, we were headed to Thailand for Christmas. And before we left, we were out on our, like maybe a month before, we were out on our reef in front of our house. And it was low tide. And I found a men's, I didn't realize it at the time. It was silver colored. And I just didn't pay attention to things like metal types, then.
Right.
And it was it turned out to be a white gold men's wedding band. And I said
Oh,
to my
wow.
husband, could you imagine what I could find if I actually had a metal detector? I think that's what I want for Christmas. And so that's what, I got a metal detector for Christmas, and off we went. And that's where I found one of like my most amazing finds, in terms of value, as
Right.
in a 2-carat diamond ring that was
Oh my
gold, and it
goodness.
was actually in the picture. So the 2
Okay.
carats were several diamonds.
Right.
But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So what kinds of things have you found beachcombing, and what states and countries have you beachcombed?
Okay. Well, I have so France, Spain, Japan, Thailand, Hong Kong, Australia. My favorite, I actually went, anybody that's from Australia or has ever been knows, in Darwin, the Northern Territory, they have saltwater crocodiles, and
Oh.
people don't go on the beach. I mean, they'll go on the beach, but there's no like beach sitting. There's no ocean swimming in
Right.
Darwin. And
Wow.
I beachcombed on the beach, and in your entry video, your teaser video, there's a picture on my windowsill where I show all the glass, the
Yeah, the
stuff
glass
that's hit
balls
by
and things.
lightning. I don't know what that's
Oh
called.
yeah.
But there is a little piece of coral that's really funky shaped, and it had a bell on it.
Oh wow.
I got that on the beach in Darwin. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So I've beachcombed many places.
Right. I'm just checking the chat to see if I've
Yeah.
missed anybody. If I miss somebody in the chat, please don't be offended. I don't have my partner in crime helping me tonight. Okay. Are there any treasure hunting laws? Because I mean, you lived in Hawaii for a while too, right?
Yeah, we were stationed in Hawaii for 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've lived in Southern California, Hawaii. Your family lives in Oregon, and you're also in Japan. So are
Yeah.
there any laws at any of these at any of these locations that you have to watch out for treasure hunting?
Yeah. Well, the only law really in any of the states, I think, is if you find something that is of great value or historic value, you're supposed to turn it in.
Right.
And what happens here in Okinawa is you turn it in, they fill out all these forms, and then if nobody claims it, I don't know if it's 30 days or 60 days or 6 months. I'm not sure what the time frame is because I can't read the language, but
Right.
they will return it to you if nobody claims it. And the likelihood of somebody claiming the things that I find are you know, if I am treasure hunting in the water, I'm in tourist areas and nobody's going to claim it because it's from somebody who visited Okinawa.
Right.
And
Right.
then if I'm land hunting, I'm finding old stuff, you know, I'm not finding, you know, and coins, how do you claim a coin, you know?
Yeah, this is true. This is
Yeah.
true. So what was your most unusual find beach combing, do you think?
Beach combing my whole life or just here in Okinawa?
Your whole life.
Well, hmm. I here's kind of a silly when we first moved back, this is our third time living in Okinawa. And when we first moved back, Kevin and I came, and then our kids decided because they were both, one had graduated from college and the other one was in college and decided he was tired of college. They both came back with us. And so when we got here, Nicholas and Whitney and I, we were beach combing because our house is just 100 steps away from a really pretty little beach. And so we were beach combing and we get from one end to the other and we're all picking up shells and, whatever. And we get to the very end and Nicholas is like, oh, look at this cool little thing. He bends over. And I wish that I was at home right now that I could grab it and show you. It was a little tiny blown glass crab.
Oh, wow.
And how in the heck was
Did
that
it survive?
on my little beach? So that is absolutely the most unusual thing ever found beach combing.
That's
I mean,
very
just because
cool.
it was a little blown glass crab and
Yeah.
it's, the size of your pinky, the tip of your pinky. It was so
Yeah.
tiny.
Wow.
Yeah. I could have never seen it,
Wow.
but it's like
For
bright
sure.
red and, it's funny. I'll post it in my community page when I get home.
Yeah.
We actually go home. We're in mainland Japan right now and we fly home tonight. So tomorrow, maybe I'll remember to post it in my community page so people can see what the heck I was talking about.
Welcome, River City Metal Detecting. Okay. Do you do anything with your beachcombing finds? Do you do crafts with them, or I see you display them?
Yeah. I have things everywhere, all over the place. But what I've decided to do is I have 2 big jugs of the A and B, oh gosh, what is that stuff called that
Resin?
yes, A and B resin, and then I bought a set of coaster forms, and I haven't tried it yet, but I have my Mermaid Treasure Hunter sticker that I'm gonna cut into a circle and make it smaller and put it in, but then put some of my finds in with it and make a set of coasters, and then I'll see how it turns out. And if it works, then I probably will put it together and, maybe make it for presents for my family.
Oh, that would be cool. That's nice.
Yeah.
Hi, Nancy. Ambient Girl Diggs in the house. Okay. Did any YouTube channel encourage you to start metal detecting? And if so, which channels?
Well, I have to say one of the first channels that I started watching was Diggin Canuck. I love Liz. She does so much for the community. And then I found Meryl in Metal Detecting
Metal
NYC.
Detecting NYC. Yep.
And he's so crazy. He's just so crazy. He does the craziest things. And, like gold has been unlocked. And I walk around singing his little tune.
Have been unlocked.
I know. And then, of course, I love that D Almighty kid. I've watched his channel grow, to just an outlandish amount. And he's just such a sweetheart kid. He'll just start crying over something. And he's just such a sweetheart kid and genuine. I think really genuine.
Right.
And yeah, so I mean, there's so many channels. And then I found your channel. I love all the stuff that you do. So
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. Hi, Scotty. Welcome back. Okay. So can you tell our viewers the funny story of how you got started metal detecting and what was your first detector? The one where you found something.
Oh, well, the implement.
Well, no,
Yes.
you found something and you said, if I can find this as a surface find, that story.
You mean the when I found the ring?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just told that story.
Yeah,
The one on
but you didn't say that. You didn't say what you said to your husband once you found it. You said, "Well, if I could find this just
yeah.
walking, down the street, what could I possibly find with a metal detector?" That's what I meant,
So
that part of it.
okay, well, I think what you're talking about is when I found the men's white gold band on the reef. Is
I
that?
don't remember which ring it was. Yeah, it was on the
Yeah.
reef. Can you
Yeah, yeah,
explain
yeah,
that to
yeah, yeah,
people
yeah. So I was out just
about
out on
the
our
tides
reef.
and all that?
Yeah, I was just out on our reef and there it was laying on the surface and I was so excited and I said to Kevin, if I can find this thing here, you know, what could I find with a real metal, like if I actually had a metal detector, what kind of fun stuff can I find? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. So, what areas do you hunt, and which types of areas are your favorite?
Well, my absolute favorite hunting is out in the water
Mhm.
because although it is a little tiny bit scary because I'm always thinking in the back of my head, because they're diving. I'm dive certified and diving. I've seen so many sharks. Every single time we go out, we see a shark
Oh my gosh.
diving. And
Wow.
so, to until I signed on with Fisher, I could only go 10 feet deep. My metal
Mhm.
detector could only go 10 feet deep. And so you can absolutely see a shark at 10 feet deep, but the places that I can go, because we can't snorkel or use Nemo in the resort beaches
Oh,
where they
wow.
have lifeguards. You're not
Right.
allowed to snorkel where they have lifeguards. It's the craziest thing but I
That's
think that they're
unusual.
afraid that they can't see somebody if they're snorkeling. They can't see that they're okay,
Right.
and so they just don't allow it, period. So that's kind of a
Right.
weird thing about Japan. But
Mhm.
but any other beach that doesn't have a lifeguard, you can snorkel. And so
Mhm.
I do a lot right in front of my house because the landing for World War II, Battle for Okinawa, the landing took place right in front of my house. And so that's
Mhm.
why I find so many, 50 caliber bullets. And in your teaser video, I had the 3 bullets that were together. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what size those are. They're smaller than 50 cal.
Mhm.
But that set of 3 bullets is my most favorite relic find of all
I
time. I
think
mean,
it's so cool because it's encased in
yeah,
coral, right?
yeah, it is just encased in coral, and Kevin's constantly telling me, "Don't touch that stuff. Don't touch that stuff." And I can't help it. It is so cool, and I just
Yeah.
don't think that it isn't waterlogged. You know what I'm saying? I just don't
Right.
think it's going to go off.
Right.
And he's laughing at me right now. We're sitting in a hotel room, so there's no getting away from him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been scuba diving, and what certification level have you reached?
Okay, so when we were stationed here in Okinawa the first time, Nicholas and I got certified, and it was probably 2006.
Mhm.
And then Nick was maybe 11 or 12. How old was Nick? I don't know. I'm not sure. He was maybe 14. I don't know how old he was. And then Whitney would have been 17. And then Whitney and Kevin got certified because I don't know why we didn't all just go at the same time, but we did 2 and 2. And so
Okay.
here's a so we're certified to 60 feet, and then Nicholas and I went on to get um uh night certified, and that
Mhm.
was kind of scary with my baby, because
Yeah.
he's my baby and we're night diving, and if you lose sight of the person, it's hard to see them. And so that was kind of
Right.
that was kind of scary. But growing up in Hawaii, Kevin's uncle, he would take him spearfishing. And so we would go spearfishing at night all the time. No, nothing to it. And so didn't think anything of it, but it's a little bit different when you're deep.
Right.
And actually one time when we were night diving, Nicholas and I could feel like a swish of water against
Yeah.
my body. And I am pretty positive it was a big shark, and it scared me to death
Oh, I
because
bet. I
yeah,
bet.
yeah, but the Jaws thing got people crazy. Sharks aren't there to attack you. I mean, a
Mhm.
reef shark will, because they're very territorial. But,
Wow.
you know, sharks for the most part don't want to eat us.
Right.
But anyway, what was the second you asked me what certificate? Oh, and I'm thinking about the rescue and recovery or search and recovery
Search and recovery.
certificate.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's very
Yeah.
cool. That's a
Yeah.
very selfless certification, let me tell you.
Wow.
I have several friends and divers on YouTube that are friends of mine that are certified.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so cool to me. Yeah.
Yeah. So your whole family actually dives, including Kevin,
Yeah.
your kids and
Yeah,
Kevin.
we
That's
all
very
do.
cool.
Yeah, we all do. Yeah.
Um,
And if everybody would pray for my son Nicholas, he's over and they sent him, he's in the Air Force and they sent him over to Europe to do whatever.
back up to UN, probably.
Yeah.
Yep. Very cool. Thank you for his service. Tell him
I
thank you
know.
for your service.
I
Um,
know.
what is your must-have for when underwater detecting? What is your
Oh,
must-have gear?
yeah, my must have. Well, absolutely the CZ21 and it's a Fisher product. And it is actually it was made to be a professional diving treasure hunter machine. It goes 250 feet down, which I will never use. You know, I will use 60 feet. I don't really have any desire to go deeper than that. And
Mm-hmm.
when we retire, we will retire to Florida. And you know, maybe things will change. Maybe I'll meet some of those guys that go out on boats and dive deep and
Yep.
recover stuff from those Spanish ships. You know, if I would ever meet any of those guys and they invited me along,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely, I would be getting a
Oh
certification to go
yeah,
deeper.
in a heartbeat for sure.
Yeah. I don't even want to
Whoa,
keep
we
the
have
stuff. I just
34
want to
in our
find it.
chat, girl.
Wow. Fantastic.
Wow.
Wow.
Let me double check here real quick. Coin Junkie, welcome. Yep, Coin Junkie's here. Jack Gelman, that's a new name. Welcome to Diggin with Deej. I think SkyQuest is also new. Welcome to Diggin with Deej, gang.
Nice.
Okay. So, what inspired you to start your metal detecting channel?
Well, I was finding the most incredible things that I was like, I have got to share this stuff. And plus, you know, we're living out in Japan and Okinawa is like a 3-hour flight from mainland Japan. And so, you know, my daughter and her husband Ray live in mainland. We're here visiting them right now, and he's in the Marine Corps, by the way. So
Mm-hmm.
I thank him for his service as well.
Yes.
Uh, and then my mom and dad who live in the States, and they're old farts. You know, they barely know how to turn on the YouTube to watch, but they're enjoying watching what I find. And then of course our son lives in New Jersey, so he and his wife get to watch to see what mama finds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so basically it was just to share with everybody the cool stuff
Right.
that I was pulling out of the beaches.
Right.
Yeah.
Very. Yep. Now, so what machines are you currently swinging and where do you use them?
Okay, so when I do land hunting, relic hunting, coin shooting in the ground, I am using the Fisher F19. It is an awesome, I call it Zippy. It is an awesome machine. And it is super lightweight, super easy to swing, very accurate. I've done a couple of videos where I show how great the target separation is on that machine. And it's $450. So, you know, if you can't afford the CZ21 is the setup that I have is like $1,200. If you don't want to spend that much money on a machine, but you want a machine that's good all around, you know, $450 is this Fisher F19. And
Right.
it does, it'll also go on the beach, and the coil is waterproof, but you can't go beyond, you know, you can't get the housing wet. And
Right.
so it's not a water detector for sure. And so then
Mm-hmm.
the other machine that I use, because I am primarily a water detector, is the CZ21. And like I said, it is a professional machine. Wow.
Wow. BC Treasure Trails. Thank you
Nice.
so much.
Yeah, very
Wow.
nice.
You guys are spoiling me again.
Yeah. So I love to hunt on the beach, but this is a subtropical climate. So it is in the summertime, it's 90 degrees and 100% humidity, and so it's over
Wow.
100 degrees feels like temperature every day. And I go during the day. A lot of my friends here go at night, and I may need to start going at night just because it's so freaking hot. But it's not
Yeah.
as fun for a video, where
Right.
you don't get to see the beautiful blue water that's around me and the
Right. This
cool
is
rock
true.
formations. And
This
yeah,
is true.
so probably I'll just have to start doing, like a 10-hole hunt early in the morning to
Right.
avoid the heat of the day.
We've got a new channel come to visit. Dang
Nice.
old redneck metal detecting. Welcome.
Very nice.
So, where am I at here? So, what kind of history do you have in Okinawa, Japan to possibly find, do you think?
Yeah. Okay. Well, just, like say the earliest or the most recent history would be World War II.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much stuff. I find mess kit spoons from the US and Japan all the
Mm-hmm.
time. That's like I always just leave them out on top of the trash can now because I
Mm-hmm.
have so many that I don't need them any,
You can
I
send
but
me one. I would love to have one.
I
Those
will.
would
I
be great
absolutely will.
giveaways. Those would be
Yeah.
great giveaways.
Yeah, that's
Very
not a bad
cool.
idea. I tell you what, though, those bullets are so cool to me that are encased in coral. I wish I could
Yeah,
use those as giveaways because they're so cool, but you can't mail something like
you
that.
can't mail something like that, right?
No, I'm
Right.
wondering how I'm going to get them home. I think I'm going to have to pack them in a box and then let them pack that box in another box. I don't know, but I'm getting
Put
them
it in a
home.
lead
Trust me.
box or something. I don't know. Weird. Let's
But
see.
then there's also Okinawa is part of the Ryukyu island chain. And so it has been owned, these islands have been owned by many people. So at one time, China owned Okinawa.
Mm-hmm.
And truth be told, I think one day they might again because they're getting a little crazy over there.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
hear you.
yeah, I think they'll start with, well, they already took Hong Kong. And so I think they'll go to Taiwan and then who knows? I think they're coming for Okinawa.
Oh, wow.
But
Oh,
so
wow.
there is some history and it's old, ancient, old, like
Right,
European old history.
right.
And I haven't found it because you would have to go in the jungles. And I mean, it's jungles. And you would have to go in the jungles. And I am not willing to go in the jungles because we've got
Mm-hmm.
snakes that kill. And,
Mm-hmm.
it's a jungle. It's
Yeah,
scary. It's scary. It's not just, a forest
right.
with trees. It's a jungle. And do you know where we are right now in Iwakuni, Japan? There's monkeys that live. My daughter's apartment is next to a hillside
Mm-hmm.
near the Iwakuni Castle, and
Mm-hmm.
there's monkeys that come down, and her cat sits in the window and watches the monkeys. How crazy
Oh,
is that?
wow.
I know.
That's
I know.
cool.
Yeah.
Now, what type of city is Okinawa, Japan? Is it considered a tourist stop
Yes,
or
it is like the Hawaii of Asia.
okay?
It's not as nice as Hawaii, like there aren't multi-million-dollar houses everywhere. So it's not
Right.
like that, but it is the Hawaii of Asia. And people actually they call it the poor man's Hawaii. So people that live in Asia that want to come to an island like Hawaii will come
Mm-hmm.
here if they can't afford to actually go.
Go.
And so
Right.
we get a lot of tourists from Korea and a lot of tourists from China, and they like to wear big gold.
Oh,
And
wow.
but see, we haven't had, our country has been closed to tourism for 2 years now.
Oh my
And so
gosh.
we don't have those, I'm not finding those things right
Oh,
now.
wow.
Yeah, I've only found 2 gold rings this year so far.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Well,
just used
hopefully
to.
it will open back up again soon for
I
you.
know. I know. I know.
What do you like best about underwater detecting?
I like the peacefulness of it. I love to like once I get past the inner reef where everybody walks and everything's dead, it turns into this amazing garden of just amazement. I mean, I can't even describe it. It's just so
Right.
beautiful and peaceful. And, the little crackling. If you watch one of my underwater videos, you can hear crackling if I don't have music on. You can hear crackling. And that's all the crabs and the reef fish that eat the reef. That's their noise. That's the noise
Oh,
that they make.
wow.
Yeah, and it's constant. It's ever stopping. And we get whale migration here, and the whales are out there right now. I'm hoping that I'm going to be in the water filming and you can hear a whale song. That would be cool.
Oh, that would be so cool. Oh, that
Yeah.
would be amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have any dangerous wildlife or any dangerous sea life that you have to watch out for when you're diving?
Yes. So we have sea snakes, which their bite can kill you in a matter of seconds, but their
Oh,
mouth is so tiny and they're not aggressive that way. They're very curious, but they're not aggressive that way. Like I think if you went after one, it would definitely turn around and figure out
have
how
you
to
ever
bite you.
caught one of those on film?
Yes. Yeah. I
Oh,
have. I
I'll
have some
I'll
videos
have to
that have
check
that.
back
Yeah.
in your videos. Ooh.
Yeah. They're black and white striped. They're really cool. And
Oh,
they can
black
get up
and
to 10
white.
feet long. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
You
And
When I think
then
of dangerous snakes, I think of bright colors when it's on land.
yeah. Well, that black and white, if you think about it, black and white underwater is pretty bright. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like it's
Yeah.
a different color. And then we also have the blue ring octopus, which at Christmas time, Whitney and Ray, our daughter and son-in-law, came down to stay with us for Christmas. And we were out at night on the reef. And I found it, a blue ring octopus, and they're little tiny, they're very small, and we put it, but it can kill you. Its bite can kill you.
Oh my
But we
God.
put it in the bucket for a minute and looked at it, and then we, let it back out so that it could go. And
Hmm.
Ray, Whitney had taken Ray snorkeling, and he said, "What? It can kill you? What? You took me in this water? What?"
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then we have really big great white sharks. Like I live right next door to a fishing port. It's called Toya Fishing Port. So if you wanted to go on Google Maps and see where I live, you could
Hmm.
look up Toya Fishing Port, and I live right next door. And they come in, their fishing boats go out, and then they come in and they're cleaning fish and throwing stuff overboard. So it attracts sharks, right? And they have caught in a net right off of where we live a huge. This was the first time we lived here, probably a 15-foot great white shark. She was huge. And
Oh my gosh.
yeah. And so they're there. I've never seen a great white shark in the water. And I tell you what, if I did, I probably would never go in the water again.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Let's see. So how does the Fisher CZ21 perform for you, and what do you like about it best?
Well, I don't have any issues with salt. Like I have never experienced chatter. With my first machine, I would get chatter and I would have to reground balance it. I have never experienced chatter, and I can turn the sensitivity way, way up. And the thing that I love about that machine was it was plug and play out of the box. They have markers that you can set it to. If you want to do coin shooting, American coins, coin shooting, they have markers on there that you just set it to that and off you
Hmm.
go, and you will find
Right.
all the coins you want to find. Um,
Wow.
it's it has the on the sensitivity, it has the 3 in red, and then it has the 7 in blue. So if you're in salt water, they suggest you have it on 3. If you're in fresh water, they suggest you have it on blue, the 7. And
Okay.
I can turn the sensitivity up to 10 in salt water here, and I don't have a problem. Uh-oh. My mom's calling.
Wow.
Let me decline. Sorry about that, guys. There you go. There
Okay.
you go. My mother.
Okay.
Dad, can you text her or call her?
So
Yeah.
what was your scariest moment underwater alone?
Oh my goodness. Well, Kevin was in Hawaii last week, and I went out 2 days because it's wintertime still for us.
Hmm.
And it may get up to 70 degrees in the daytime, but it's a very windy, and anytime it's a big tide change, you've got to be very careful because the tide pulls very strong.
Hmm.
And the other day I was out by myself, but I don't go deep when I'm by myself. Clearly, I don't go deep. I took out my Nemo and I was just right in my little protected bay. But my fin got caught in my Nemo, the thing that brings the air from the Nemo on the surface down. My foot got caught in that, and I thought that it was like, I thought a shark had grabbed my fin and was
my
pulling.
gosh.
Yeah, that scared me. I got out. I was done. I was like, okay, I'm good. Because all I had found were sinkers. I found, like 20 sinkers and a couple of octopus jigs, and I was like, okay, I'm done.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Do you have anything to protect you while diving that you always carry?
Yeah. Well, first of all, my wetsuit, because the snakes can't bite through the, they can't get through the wetsuit. So unless it's summertime and it's super hot, but even then I'll wear, running pants that are real thin. I cover up because we also get Portuguese man of war that can kill you.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
so I wear long sleeve shirts and I wear pants in the summertime, and then I wear a wetsuit in the wintertime. So that's defense number one. And then defense number two is that Kevin bought me a dive knife, like for Mother's Day or something one year. And I keep that with me. But the other day when I was out and I found all the sinkers, I had forgotten my dive knife, and I found 3 octopus jigs, and they were wrapped up in coral, and I didn't have my dive knife to cut that's why you have a dive knife, is to be able to cut stuff loose. Not it's not like you're stabbing anything with it, but you could if you had to.
Right. I'm trying to get. So Ed and Nancy, if you see any questions in the chat, if you could message them on Messenger to me. I just checked Ed's. I don't see any yet. Okay. So yeah, I would think a diving knife would be important.
Yeah.
Let's see. How are you able, or wait, how long is your underwater detecting season last?
You can do it all year long. You can, and actually in the winter months, it's actually better because the water temperature is a little bit colder. It's in the 70s. And so there's not as much plankton and algae in the water, so you can see clearer. It's just that, if it's super windy, it's, stuff gets turned up and you can't see, and it's no fun to get bounced around. I did go out, like when Kevin first left for Hawaii, I went out by myself and I got pushed around so much. It looked like it was going to be super calm, but I got pushed around so much that, yeah, it wasn't any fun. And I think that video is already out, but
yeah, I think I remember that one.
Yeah, but you can like see my hair swishing by the camera and stuff.
Yeah.
And I try to keep it out of my face, but I was just getting pushed around so much that it was everywhere.
Wow. Welcome, Frugal Farmer. Here's another new person. Welcome to Diggin with Deej. How are you able to get such wonderful underwater footage? I mean, your footage is so clear.
Yeah. Well, I use the I have like a whole plethora of GoPro cameras. I love those little cameras. Every time I have the 10, I have the 9. I dropped my 8 and it happened to drop like right on the corner of the lens, and so I can't take it in the water anymore.
Oh no.
Cuz I took it out in the water and it flooded, and then I put it in a bag of rice for like 2 months to get it dried out. And so it still works, but I can't take it out in the water anymore. But what happens is they're kind of tricky little cameras, because I go out and I think that both cameras are running, and one will turn off and the other one won't, and the other one will turn on, and I'll try to get the other one to turn on and the other one will turn off, and they're tricky little cameras. So that's kind of a pain in the butt for me, because I am the least tech savvy person you will ever meet. And so just to get the footage is a miracle, and then I've got so much stuff in my hands because I don't have anybody. Like if it's the weekend and Kevin is with me, then, he can help me film. But I'm not one of those lucky ones that has somebody, like Michael Oliver. I don't know what he does, but he just gets all kinds of fun footage. And I don't
Yeah, he
know,
does.
I'm pretty sure by now he's got somebody else filming him, but
Mm-hmm.
he used to, you could tell in his earlier videos, he would set up a tripod and swim in front of it and
Yeah,
whatever.
you'd have to weigh it down so the waves wouldn't push it away, because there is
Yeah,
some current, right?
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But I use GoPro cameras underwater, and I think they're
Mm-hmm.
great little cameras. Yeah.
Right. Very cool. Hi, Shaz73. Welcome back. Okay. What is your favorite wildlife to see when underwater detecting?
Yeah.
To
Well,
see
I
a
love
seahorse.
to see a seahorse because they're not that they're a little bit rare. I mean, seahorses aren't rare, but to see one where I go is pretty rare. So I
Mm-hmm.
love to see seahorses.
Mm-hmm.
The other day I was out in the water filming, and they're like it's a type of a seahorse, but they're like a long pipe, and they have a seahorse face, and they
Mm-hmm.
have like the back of a seahorse tail, but they're a long, thin. And I got 2 of those on film the other day. So that's a video that I don't
Oh,
know if
that'll
it's
be
coming out
cool.
tomorrow. Yeah. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure if it's coming out. I'm not sure,
It'll
but
be
it's
coming out in
coming.
the future.
Yeah, it's coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
And I love to see there's a sea star that's called a crown of thorns,
Mm-hmm.
and they kill the reef. So when you're a diver, they want you to stab it and kill it
Oh,
because they
wow.
eat the reef. They eat the
Yep.
live reef.
Oh my gosh.
And I don't know if I've gotten one on film recently, but I see them, so I will definitely it'll be in a future video because they're really amazing. Google crown of thorns; they're really cool looking.
Wow.
And when let's see what else. What else? I just saw something pretty cool. There's a nudibranch. It's a Spanish dancer, and it's a underwater sea snail, and they're like ghosts. They float around and swim.
Oh,
I love
cool.
those. They're called Spanish dancers. So I
Wow.
see those a lot. So I definitely can get those on film. What
Right.
did I see the other day? I got several little things, and they're such pretty fish, tropical fish. And
Mm-hmm.
you see these if you know about fish in a fish tank, all I have to do is just go right beyond the reef, and they're dinner plate size. They're huge, they're
Oh my
amazing.
gosh.
And there's like a unicorn fish, a unicorn tang, and it looks like a unicorn. It's got like a little horn.
Oh my
Those are
gosh.
pretty cool. Yeah, we have amazing. I mean, there's
Some
amazing stuff right
amazing.
here.
Yep. Sea life.
Yep.
Are you a member of a metal detecting club?
Actually, we have it's called Metal Detecting Okinawa, and it's a Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't meet or anything, which I always tell the person that runs the group. I always say, because he's one of my detect buddies, and I always say, "Come on, let's meet. Let's get together." And for I don't know why he doesn't want to. I want to. I want to get together with people,
Right.
but I think it's because Japanese people are not real wild about metal detecting. They think that
Mm-hmm.
we're stealing other people's things, even though nobody's looking for it.
Right.
And so he doesn't want to get together as a group and draw attention.
Okay.
And
That
so
makes
he
sense.
just thinks it's easier to get together as a Facebook. But I would love to get together on one of the bases and do a seated hunt because a
Yeah.
lot of them are brand new
Mm-hmm.
detectors. So I
Right.
think that would be a lot of fun, and
For sure.
Easter's coming. You never know. And you know what they do here in Okinawa? They have an
What?
underwater Easter hunt.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they
That
hide
is
they
so
hide eggs
cool.
underwater, and then they have, prizes associated with them. Yeah.
Right.
They've done that. They've done that, but that isn't a detecting thing. That's a
Mm-hmm.
diving thing.
That's a
Yeah.
diving thing. Okay.
Yeah.
What equipment do you use beach hunting?
Beach hunting, I actually use both the CZ21 and the F19
Mm-hmm.
because the F19 can go on the beach with no problem at all, no chatter, no nothing, and you can ground
Mm-hmm.
balance very easily. And but you just can't take it underwater. But
Right.
I use the CZ21 for the most part, and you know it comes with a hip mount for the housing unit, because the unit itself weighs 6 pounds. The whole thing together with the 10-inch coil that I have weighs 6 pounds. And that's, people say, oh my God, that's so heavy. I can go all day with that, but I go all day, every day. So I'm pretty strong. But somebody said to me, I think it was Diggin Daytona or Old Chief, maybe both, said to me, hey, use the hip mount, because they both use that same machine. Use the hip mount, it'll save you. And I did. I was like, okay, I guess, I wanted to be, brave and just use it the whole way so that I could show people it is heavy, but it's not that heavy, guys. But I did put the hip mount on, and oh my God, I had a hard time keeping the machine down because it was so light, keeping the coil down. And I will always hunt like that, except in the water. You have to mount it on the shaft, because you don't want to get tangled in anything underwater.
No, you don't want to get tangled up underwater.
No, I don't want to cut that cord.
Do you meet many metal detectorists while out metal detecting?
The only time that I've ever run into another detectorist was on base. I was at Torrey Station, the Army garrison that's right next door to my house. And I was meeting up with two of my detector buddies, and then another guy that's in our group showed up. Like, he had no idea we were there, and we didn't know he was coming. And so that was fun, because I, got to meet somebody that was in our group.
Right.
And he recently found some super cool antique Matchbox cars.
Oh, wow.
It was very old ones, some original ones, like a motorcycle with a sidecar kind.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so he doesn't have a channel or anything like that, but maybe I'll convince him to share the picture with me so I can put it on my community
that would be cool.
Page. Yeah.
What is your most unique find metal detecting?
It would probably have to be the sword that I found in my own backyard. And, I'm detecting along, and I heard something, and it sounded like it was going to be something big. And when I kind of dug away, it looked like the end of a hose bib that had been flattened, and I almost left it. And I said, well, I may as well get it out, because I'm going to come back. So I started pulling on it. It just kept coming, and it was a 30-inch sword. And it looks old, and it's in the pictures.
It has a face on it. I had it in my intro, as well as the clue video.
Yes. And it was just incredible. That was one of the first things that I found with ever metal detecting. It was one of the first. I was hooked. I was just like, are you kidding me? This is something I can find. Now, it turned out that it was a reproduction. It was a sword from the Shang dynasty, which is like 1,000 years old. But it turns out it was a reproduction. And so I don't care. Right. I was so excited to get it. And the guy who lived in our house before us had buried it in the backyard. And he claims he wanted to see what it would look like with patina.
Now, Scotty Waddle said, can I get a metal detector for $100? That's all I have. Scotty?
Yeah.
It might be a little more than $100. You might have to save for another month. But Bounty Hunter has several choices of metal detectors for beginners. So, in fact, I will put my banner of my dealer who can help you find something that you can afford.
Yeah.
At the bottom here. Let me get it really quick.
And you could look on like Craigslist, or go to what are the pawn shops and yard sales, and try to pick up, but just do research and find out good metal detectors. And you can, I've heard of people that have picked up amazing metal detectors for under $100 that, somebody didn't care about it anymore, or,
a lot of, I noticed, because, before I signed with Technetics, I was looking for a Delta 4000, and I went, and that was during COVID. And any hobby that you might think of to do by yourself because of COVID, the prices for used even skyrocketed. It was terrible.
Yeah.
You might as well buy a brand new one for the prices they
Right.
were wanting for that. So,
Right.
do you ever door knock for permissions?
Well, not here in Okinawa, only because I don't speak the language and
Hmm.
I don't think that they would be interested anyway just because they don't agree
Because
with
of the
it. But
attitude, of
yeah,
course.
I was thinking about asking my next door neighbors because they were the original people when our houses are pretty new, and they have been living in it since it was built. And
Hmm.
then so I thought about because they have two little boys, but I thought about saying, hey, do you care if I just swing through your backyard real quick? And our backyards
Hmm.
are so tiny; they're literally 10 feet by 30 feet. They're so tiny.
Right. Wow.
Um, but I've thought about asking them, and then I have gone. One of the guys that works with Kevin, Eddie, they live in a older neighborhood up on a hillside, and I did go metal detect his backyard, and there is a video on that when I was doing land hunting one day, and I
Hmm.
did find some fun stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Have you ever attended a metal detecting event?
I have not, but I'm seriously considering Digstock is doing an
Oh
underwater
yeah.
event, and I
Yeah,
think it's
just
their
south
first
of me
one.
in Ohio.
I think it's their very first one. It's July 30th, which is my actual birthday, and so I'm
Oh
thinking
wow.
we're gonna be in the States, so I'm thinking about doing that one. It's in Ottawa, Ohio.
Ottawa, Ohio. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, at a quarry, Gilboa, I think Gilboa or Gilbo Quarry.
Hmm.
And
Right.
yeah, so it's going to be a land hunt and an underwater hunt. And I'm thinking about doing the underwater hunt.
That would be
And
cool.
that'll be my very first time ever doing a lake, fresh water. I've never done that
Right.
before. Yeah.
That's very cool. Oh, I think I
Yeah.
just got a notification here. Let me see if I got a question here. Because I got it on vibrate. I don't see anything on Ed's. Let me check Nancy's.
Cynthia Swearingen just said to Scotty that metal detecting is
It's
excellent
great.
exercise. I
Yes, it
can
is.
attest to that because when I get out of the water after metal detecting, I'm starving. It's excellent exercise.
No, I don't see any questions yet. All right. Are you active in preserving and cleaning the environment? And what
Ah,
groups do you support in this endeavor?
yeah, absolutely. So there's a group here called Churamura, and it's a Japanese based company, and they're a nonprofit, and they are trying to build the very first sea turtle sanctuary in Okinawa.
Oh,
And
wow.
our sea turtles are hatched and swim to Hawaii. So it's anything that I do here is helping Hawaii's turtles population as well. And they're an
Right.
endangered species. You're not allowed to even touch a sea turtle in Hawaii. It's a
Wow.
huge fine if you do.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah. And so I definitely, I get all the trash that I dig. I pull all the trash, and I pull surface trash too. And especially out in the water when trash floats up to me, I'll
Hmm.
get it. And uh
Now, you went to an event they had or something, right?
yeah, they do beach cleans. Every month they do a beach clean at a different beach that gets turtle nests.
Hmm.
And so I'll when they let me know where they are, I'll go and metal detect and pull crazy stuff out. And they're always amazed because the turtles weigh 300 to
Wow.
450 pounds, and they're dragging those big bodies up on the beach to dig their holes, and they can just get their carapace, and the underbody can get cut up by all that stuff. And
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah, it's worthwhile. And uh I donate. I'm actually getting ready. We're just trying to coordinate because we were off restrictions and they weren't, and now we're both
Hmm.
off restrictions. And so I was going to meet with them on Friday to give them a
Hmm.
donation. Because there's one certain beach that I metal detect called Uza Beach, and that's where I
Hmm.
met these guys in the first place. And
Right.
I dedicated all of my money that I found in 2021 to Churamura that came off
Hmm.
that beach. Well,
Wow.
tourism had stopped, and I only found like $38 on that beach this past year, and so I
Hmm.
rounded it up to 100. And so I'm going to give them $100. We just haven't been able to
Right.
coordinate our time to meet. And so, yeah, that's
cool.
that's my biggie. I mean, I get the trash off all beaches, but that's my biggie is the sea turtles.
Right. So what advice do you have for new beach detectorists and new underwater detectorists?
Well,
do you have advice, one thing for each type of detectorist?
Get a good sand scoop for beach detecting. Make sure you get a good, because when I first started, all I got was a green plastic hand scoop, and you're up and down on your knees. No, that's not going to work. Spend the money and get a good lightweight beach scoop. And I happen to use CKG and their carbon fiber handle. They were nice enough to give away a carbon fiber handle on my channel not too long ago. So that was really nice. It is an amazing scoop. It's not expensive compared to some of these huge, scoops that people carry around.
Yeah.
It's under $200. So I want to say maybe like $150 for the handle and the scoop.
Right.
And so just save your money as long as you have to get a good one. And then for underwater, probably the most important thing is your dive knife, just because it's a safety thing. And of course, never go alone. And when I go alone, I'm right in front of my house, and I'm usually no more than 4 feet deep. But that's still not, yeah, you still shouldn't do that, because there's stuff, like I said, there's a blue ring octopus, there's a sea snake, there's a, all kinds of moray eels, everything, there's all kinds of stuff that can hurt you. And statistically, shark attacks happen in 3 feet of water or less. So
oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's not like I can't get attacked by a shark, and if you're by yourself, you're probably not going to make it. So not a good idea.
Okay. So how many subscribers do you have right now?
I have over 1,700, and I started my channel in 2000, and then my dad had a series of strokes, and so I didn't make videos for a long time. 2020. I don't know what I said. 2020. Kevin just corrected me.
2020. Okay.
Yeah, and then I couldn't make channels because I had gone to Kevin and I were in Hawaii, and my mom called and said, "Hey, Daddy's in the hospital." So I went and I got stuck there because that's when COVID closed down everything.
Oh, geez.
And I was with my folks for 6 months. So it was a blessing, but it was also a bit of a hardship because Kevin's in Japan and I'm there in Oregon.
Wow.
And so I didn't make any videos for a long time and months and months. And then I got back and started, we were in lockdown still. And when we got out, I started making videos, and then we got back into lockdown, and, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Hopefully that will be ending soon.
Yes,
so
hopefully tourism will come back.
Yeah.
What's that?
Do you have any upcoming plans for your channel?
Well, right now I'm just trying to focus on presenting 2 videos a week, one on the F-19, one on the CZ-21, so people can see, what the F-19 can do, and then what the CZ-21 can do. And all, just to show people that there's other options, there's options. And I think that's awesome that you can go and specifically search a type of machine and watch videos on those machines and see what they can do, and, try before you buy, basically. And personally, I am one of those people that believes that any machine can find stuff.
Yes, it doesn't matter what you spend on a machine.
Nope, doesn't matter what the price is.
Right.
You have to spend the time learning the machine. Like my most recent video of the F-19 that I released, I found a silver elephant. It was a necklace, part of a necklace.
That was so cool.
And I said, I had my book out because I was just reading my book, trying stuff, reading my book, trying stuff. Because I've read the book several times. You have to read your owner's manual.
Practice
and
makes perfect.
I don't care if you've been doing it forever. There are nuances about every machine that you can really make that machine work for you if you know what it's doing. And so,
you got to understand
what I'm focusing on. Yeah.
And but Try new stuff. Don't be afraid to try new things with your machine. Go back and keep going over that manual. And I guarantee you, every time you go back and go over that manual, something will click like, oh, I should try this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's
Here's
so
the
many
other
things
thing
you
that
can
I
do with your
have.
machines.
Yeah. Here's the other thing that I have upcoming for my channel is I'm going to be in Oregon in March or April. I leave here in March, and I'm going to be there for basically the month of April because it's my dad's 83rd birthday. And then I'm going to go back in June to Oregon because it's my mom's 82nd birthday. And then in July, for Kevin and I both have birthdays 3 days apart. He's way older than I am, though. He's going to be 60 this year.
You're kidding me.
No, and he looks so good. I know.
Aged very well.
Yeah, but we're going to be going across country. And so I would love anybody that is a detectorist that wants to meet up. If I'm going to be in your area, I would love to get together and detect. If you want to be on my channel, that's awesome. If you don't, that's fine too. But that's my goal for this year.
From Oregon to Ohio.
Yes. Well, actually, I'm going to be on the East Coast when I go to Ohio for that day.
Oh, are you?
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
yeah.
okay.
So
So you'll be coming back from the East Coast.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this summer,
when you're going through Ohio, I want to try to come down there and meet you.
Yeah, absolutely. 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 We're getting together. And anybody that wants to metal detect, I'm all in. I'm all in. Just send me a message on my channel.
Collaborate with Christy.
Yeah.
Just get a hold of her.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being my guest. We only have a few minutes left before we go to Jersey History Hunter.
Hey,
I want to thank you so much. Everybody,
if you
are not familiar with Christy's channel, please check out Mermaid Treasure Hunter. And if you like what she has to offer, be sure to subscribe.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So I'm going to put you in the back room, and after I get done, I'll check back with you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Come on. There it goes. So I hope you guys all enjoyed that. So now we have 3 winners. And it just dawned on me. I didn't bring my list down who the winners were. Let me bring it up. What in the world? There we go. Let me turn my volume down. I don't need any echoes. Okay, so we had 3 winners. Where is my... There they are. And I need to show the newest comments first. So the first correct person with the correct answer is one of my moderators, Mark Thomas. Congratulations, Mark. You were the first one to be correct. Okay. So I have some very cool tokens here, you guys. I got 3 boxes, Mark. Which one do you want? Which box do you want? 1, 2, or 3? Okay, where are you at, Mark? I'm looking. Mark Thomas, did you fall asleep? Are you still in here? Door number, oh no. That's Darcy said door number 1. I didn't see Mark. I'm looking, I'm scrolling back. All right, Mark Thomas, where are you? Do I have to text you? I need to send you this wake up thing back to you. I don't see him in chat. Oh no. Okay, so we'll wait for him to come in. So then the second one that was correct was Marty is nuts about digging. Marty, are you still in the house? There he is. Marty's nuts about digging was the second person to guess correctly. Marty, which box do you want, Marty? There's a token in each one of these boxes. So tell me what token number or what box number. Let's see. I'm looking for Marty's answer. 2. Okay. So we're going to open up box number 2 for Marty. Oh, you got a good one. Okay. Let me share it. Let's see. We're going to change the camera. Here we go. Come on, camera. You can do it. There we go. Look, Marty. You won a Bank of Upper Canada Dragon Slayer, 1850 Dragon Slayer token. Woohoo! That's the backside. It's not in mint condition. I got this at the coin show I was at last, and I bought all the best looking ones that he had. But 1850, dude, congratulations. Okay. Switch back. Okay. Let's see. Did Mark ever show up? I'm looking. All right. Oh, hi, David Villa. Okay. So then the third one to get it correct, and I hope he's still in the chat, was Javier Garcia. Javier, are you still in the chat? Okay, Javier, we got 2 boxes left. Do you want 1 or number 3? Number 1 or number 3? Number 3. Okay. Let me change the camera again. This darn thing doesn't want to switch cameras real good anymore. There we go. So this is number 3. What's number 3? Oh, cool. Javier, you got an Oklahoma tax token. Look at that. A 1 mil tax token. Very cool. Congratulations. Okay. And we're going to switch back to the other camera. So that means Mark Thomas had box number 1. Ooh. And this, they're all good. They're all cool tokens. What happened, Mark? Mark, this is the token that you won for being the first one. Let's see. Why is it? There, it switched. Okay. Not that one, this one. You won a presidential token, and this one is the 3rd president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson. That's the token that you won. And it was part of the Shell Mr. President's coin game. Very cool. So I am running out of time here. So our sickness list, our world-class treasure hunter prayer list. Barb, Dirt Pirate McConnell. John of AU Family Prospecting. Bill 457. Susie Q96. Kicking Cancer Metal Detecting. Brooklyn Treasure Hunter. Pull Tab Pam. Tammy of Nugget Shooterette. Jerry's Wife of Detecting History's Mysteries. Lee from Diggin It, Forrest Danette's family, Russ of First Texas, PD Sandigger, Kay's Diggin It, Uncle Al Oldies and Goodies, Detector Kev, Matt Tomani, and Chris Ward and Tom Holliday, as well as Jeremy's friend who just lost his father. Please keep all these people in your thoughts and prayers. Next in line is Jersey History Hunter with Audra and Bobby. Tonight is Share the Love Stream, where they will share your finds, pictures of your finds. It starts at 7 o'clock. Then Flash in Your Pan is next. Ed, Dano, Jesse, and Rose, and their guest tonight is Jersey Ray Diggs at 8 p.m. Then Bill Paparoos, What's in the Dirt, is on with his live stream at 9 Eastern Time, 8 Central, and 6 Pacific. Next week, well, let's go to this Friday. My video will be on the first day of our trip. Pam's and my trip last fall to go to Minnesota. And our first day, we went to Marquette, where we got a hotel for the night. And we also did Lake Superior agate hunting. So that will be this Friday's premiere video at 6 o'clock. Next Tuesday will be part 2 of the GW Button live stream, because when I did part 1 with the guys, Steph Diggs, who was supposed to be a guest, had an emergency with her parents. So she will be my guest next Tuesday, and part of the stream will be her experience digging a George Washington inaugural button. And the other part of it, I'll be opening mail, because I think I have 9 or 11 pieces of mail to open. Okay. So, and I wanted to show you the newest. This was the sticker, the new sticker that I released last week for magnet fishing. This is my new copyrighted sticker. If you're not digging trash, you're not finding treasure. This is my new custom sticker that I will be putting with sticker packs. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for the super chats. I really appreciate that. Thank you to my members. I have 6 members, I think. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all the people that are willing to come and watch. You all mean the world to me. Shane, Ohio River History in my house. Hey, dude. If you have any need for any brand metal detecting supplies, at the bottom here is my dealer and sponsor, Michigan Metal Detectives, Ray Robleski of Michigan Metal Detectives, or Robleski. I always say it wrong. Ray is a great guy. He will work with you, whatever budget you have. So don't be afraid to reach out to him on Facebook. Let's see. Now I want to take that banner off. Anybody, well, I don't even need to do that. Let's go back to comments. So anybody that won that I may not have a current address, if you may, say you've moved since you got mail from me last. This is my email address. Oh, I got too many R's there. This is my email address to send me your mailing address. Marty is nuts about digging. I haven't sent you anything in a while. So if you could verify your address, I would really appreciate it. Javier, I think I have your current address unless something's changed. And Mark Thomas, I think I have yours too. So thank you to all my moderators. Thank you to everybody. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Thank you to our mermaid treasure hunter, Cricket. What a great guest. And please check out her channel. And if you like what you see, be sure to comment. Make that subscription stick, folks. Comment, hit the bell notification, like the video you're watching, and make that subscription stick. So I'll see you soon. See you over at Jersey History Hunter next. Bye, y'all.